What I'd really like to say at the top here of the show is just thank you. Thank you for your tireless, ceaseless support. Because the big victory that I achieved last night is really your victory. This isn't about me. It's about you. It's about us. It's about what we've achieved together. And it's because of you that I can sit here right now today and say that despite very minimal campaigning on my part, and despite spending no money, and despite not even being in the race, frankly, I managed to win only 18 fewer delegates than Michael Bloomberg. That is just remarkable. And I spent $500 million fewer dollars to do it. So that's what this campaign's all about. It's one of the great underdog stories in the history of American politics, I think. So again, thank you so much. We are really building a movement here. Now, on the show today, Super Tuesday, of course, we'll discuss the results and the ridiculous whines from the Bernie bro horde, now claiming that the whole thing was rigged. It's rigged against them because he didn't do as well as they had hoped. Why is it these days that after every election, the loser always says that the election was rigged? Has it always been this way? Is this what people have always done? And are the elections actually rigged? Is that the case? We'll discuss. Also, we'll go through your 5 headlines. Plus, not to add insult to injury, but I do need to cancel Bloomberg today. The primary voters already canceled him, already took care of that. But I think I need to double down on the cancellation because of something that he did yesterday that is just, I'll play the footage for you if you haven't seen it. It is really shocking. It's, in my opinion, I'm not even exaggerating or joking. It's the most shocking footage of a politician, certainly the most grotesque footage of a politician I've ever seen in my life. So we'll get to that as well. Now, last night, I don't think I need to go into recounting all of the vote totals and everything because, first of all, you've heard it already. Also, who cares? But very quickly, Joe Biden won big, picks up 9 states, including Texas. Bernie won California. And 3 other states. Bloomberg, with the most significant victory of the night, won American Samoa and still decided to suspend his campaign, even though he won American Samoa. You would think from there, you could build a nationwide campaign. Wasn't able to do it, unfortunately. So that puts the delegate count right now at 453 to 373, Biden over Bernie, with the rest of the candidates, what few remain, hanging out with a handful here and there. Tulsi has, I think, 1 delegate. Klobuchar got more than she did, and she's not even in the race. Warren earned barely more than Buttigieg, even though Buttigieg also is not in the race. And the only possible reason for that, of course, for Warren's poor performance, the only possible reason can be sexism and racism against Native American women. But here's the point I want to make out at the outset. Today, as anyone could have predicted, Bernie's fans are on TV and they're on social media and saying that the election was rigged. It's all one big rigged game. They rigged it against Bernie. Hashtag rigged primary was trending #1 on Twitter this morning. And this is how it always goes after every election now. This is what happens. Now, I feel like there was a time, maybe I'm wrong. I seem to remember a time many moons ago when you could have an election and the results would come in and nobody would scream that it was rigged. People would be mad, or they would be sad, or they'd be glad, or they'd be defiant, or they might even, they'll complain about it in all different various ways. But there wasn't this perfunctory reaction, this automatic reflex of immediately claiming the whole thing was rigged. In fact, it used to be that to claim that an election is rigged was a really serious charge that you didn't take lightly, because think about what you're saying. But now it's automatic. It's a rigged, and it's left and right. We do this. It's on both sides. Now, like I said, think about this for a minute. If you really think our elections are rigged and that it's all decided in some dark, smoky room and that our votes don't even matter at all, then first of all, you can never celebrate when your favored candidate wins. So even the Bernie bros, they're upset that he didn't win more states, but they're happy about California. He won California. He won the most delegates in a single state last night. They're celebrating that. Well, if it's rigged, then that was rigged too, right? So you're celebrating a rigged election because it went in your favor. Doesn't that make you a hypocrite? If you really believe that our elections are rigged, that we are no different from a banana republic, we're no different from a dictatorship, we're no different from North Korea. If that's really what you think, then what are you doing sitting around crying about it? Why aren't you taking to the streets in armed revolution? That's what our founding fathers certainly would have done. Yeah, you're sitting around sending hashtags, hashtag rigged election. That's how you're addressing the problem. If you actually believe that, then this is we don't have a democratic system. This is not a republic. We live in absolute tyranny and oppression. We live essentially in a dictatorship. We have no freedoms. That's the implication. So again, I ask, what are you doing sitting around just whining? Is it because you don't really believe what you're saying? See, this is what happens. It's very easy, and the internet has made it even easier, to sit back and make extraordinary charges and claims about the way things work. But you don't have to back it up, and most of the people saying it are anonymous anyway. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to back up what you're saying. You don't have to act on it. You just say it. And so everyone's just saying things. Now, I want to get to the real point here about this election rigging claim, because I think that what ends up happening because of it is that you have the further infantilization of the American voter. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.